All right, let's do this. So I realize now I forgot to do something on my phone here. So just a second. All right, sorry about that. Good morning, JK. Good morning, Rai. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Giovanni. So already 19 thumbs up. Wow, that's nuts. Okay, Solido today. Um, Probably is going to be a short video, but not so sure about that. Good evening, David. In New Zealand, only 8 cars to look at because that's Guten Tag, Le Rider. JD Wolf, hello. Quirky Garage, bonjour. Solido in 1/64 scale only makes these 8 cars. Well, actually, they don't even make them themselves. They are made by Kyosho. So Solido is mostly known for their bigger scale cars. And well, apparently they wanted to have some 1/64 scale presence. No Kiwi jokes this time, JK. No, David's here, so let's not. So yeah, for some reason they wanted to have some presence in 1/64 scale, and therefore they used oui, Quirky Garage, très bien, merci beaucoup. This is the Kyosho Minicar Collection II. So all the cars from that minicar collection, but only one color. I think Kyosho has 3 colors of each, and so Solido chose one color of each model. Hello, Annie. And yeah, put them out in their typical style box. 1/64 scale model cars for collectors. That's what they are. Got some info here on in different languages. Volkswagen Beetle 1303. So let's take a look. I also forgot to take my knife. I'm not going to respond in French all the time, Quirky, because otherwise the rest of the viewers cannot understand what we are saying. Tschüss. Ah, Sie essen. Okay. Roland, hello from Berlin. Gruß. Hello, Roland aus Berlin. So they come on these plastic bases. JK still eating his breakfast. Only one screw, luckily. Broodje kaas, very Dutch. So try to keep every box together where it belongs with the box. So 1/64 Volkswagen Beetle 1303, that is something that you would find on the Kyosho ones also. Of course, here Kyosho is replaced by Solido. Hello from Germany, young timer, old timer. So these have a plastic base like Kyosho cars do. They have rubber tires, authentic rims, lensed headlights, and lensed taillights. Hello, Love Aviation from Russia. So nicely detailed. You got the grills, you got the VW 1303. The back, you got a plastic insert, chrome looking for the bumper. painted exhaust. The price, David. This is what I paid for this one, €6.99. So it got nicely detailed chrome around the windows, chrome. Got the indicator painted on the bumper, chrome strip on the front. And let's see if we can look into the interior, because it's kind of dark, you know. Black interior is pretty hard to see. Yeah, that's pretty much the best I can do. So I'm going to put it here on the parking lot. And we got the new Beetle, the first release. Yeah, this one I only paid $5 for. The Beetle's your favorite car, Love Aviation? So, same here, some exhaust detail. Lens headlights, lens taillights, VW emblems. Got some detail here in the grille. This one we can see a little better inside because it's got big windows. The glass is very reflective. And this camera on my phone is not as good as filming interiors as my video cameras that I usually use for the regular videos. And we got the new Beetle. The 2015 Volkswagen Beetle. This one I paid $6.38 for it. Looks better than the full-size version, yeah. That is true, David. Let's see. Okay, that. Greetings from Indonesia. Hello, Yoga. So again, we got a little bit of exhaust detail, not as much as on the other ones it seems. Much nicer rims than the first new Beetle. I think this one looks better too than the original Beetle. Taillights look better. It's got better proportions too, I think. Much more modern. The windows are smaller than the the original one. It got these big windows. Kind of makes it look a bit goofy, like a bit, yeah. I don't know. This one just looks much better. The newer one. This is what it should have looked like from the start, I think. So we got the lens lights, as they all do. That's okay if you prefer the older one. Solido in Indonesia, yeah, I can imagine. You know, it's a French brand. I think it might be owned by Dickie Toys also, Simba-Dickie. That also owns Schuko and Majorette. I think it's part of that German group, so it's not really French anymore, I think. Hello, Monaco. I found some of them at Tom's. I found the green one at the old-timer event. And I seen a few in a French supermarket called Cora. So yeah, they're pretty hard to come by here in Europe too. And we got the Nardo W12 Coupe. This one was a pricey one. I found it in the French Cora supermarket for half that money. You only have Majorette in Indonesia. Maybe that's because they are made in Thailand. I don't know. Although, yeah, there's other brands that are. Love Aviation. I did a Seiko video already. 2 of them, I think, because it got cut off. So part 1 and part 2, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So you can find that in my live playlist. But I will be showing some Seiko if you want it. I have some comparison cars prepared. If someone's interested, let me know to look at some other versions of these cars and do some size comparisons too. I think some of you will like that. So no exhaust detail on this one. It does have the exhaust tips here painted. So even this one has lensed taillights. Okay, Meister was in 2 parts. Okay. Don't even remember. Although I thought Seiko was also in 2 parts, but yeah, could be mistaken. Yeah, it's true, 1/64 scale. Yeah. Just like Kyosho is. Proportions might be a little bit off sometimes. You will see that if we do the comparison. It's got some strange. It's got kind of a structure here inside in silver. So that's kind of cool. Very interesting to see that. It's a completely glass top that is supported by a kind of a roll bar, you could say. You can get a good look at the interior here. It's got kind of the diamond shape leather seats. Diamond shape stitching, I meant, of course. You can see the W12 engine. Yeah, cool. Downside of these Kyosho ones is they feel very light because of the plastic base. And there's not a lot of metal on this one, you know, because of the plastic roof. So this one feels extremely light. But looks great, you know. Then we go to the Golf Mark 1. Oh, first show you the box. It's the GTI. What do you mean, Monaco? Was this car available to buy? I don't understand what you mean. $899 is also an expensive one. Oh, you mean if there was a real car of it? No, I think it was a concept. I don't think it was ever sold as a kind of to the public. Yeah. No, Solido used to be French, but is now owned by a German toy company, and they are made in China. I think although I think Norrev is also owned by a German family, if I'm not mistaken. So a little bit more exhaust detail here. Very nice rims on it. Cool detail on the side, the plastic trim. A lot of plastic in those days. Only one rearview mirror. That is correct. You got the red line around the grille. Probably says GTI there in the grille, but can't read that. So you got the indicators in the bumper. So this is obviously the European spec GTI. Hello, Luke. Yeah, very nicely detailed taillights, also with the orange, the red, and the white. That is really cool. And even the badge is accurate. You know, the badge was in one piece, Golf, and then GTI a little bit bigger. That's really nicely done. It's hard to look inside because it's black interior again. That's often the case with the Kyosho cars. Goedemorgen, Luc. They have black interiors. And here the fuel filler cap. So even got the I don't think the camera will pick it up, but it's not completely round. There's some shapes in there to make it easier to grip. And it kind of detailed in there, but very hard to see. Yeah, black hides detail. That's true, David. It's possible, Crooked Garage, that Norrev is still French. Bought it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So you could be correct. I don't know. And we got the newer Golf. I think this is a Mark 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 7R. This one, $6.99. The variant version, Luke, that's going to be a hard one to find. I would definitely pick it up too if I found it. But yeah. So we got some exhaust tips here detailed. Got the black rearview mirrors. I think that's how they are on the R version. I thought you would have it in 1:1 scale. Look, I was thinking that. It's a nice car to have. I considered buying it when I was looking for a new car in 2017. But, you know, I got the Honda. Got more kit on the Honda for less money, so. And it's just as reliable, I think, so. Chose the Honda. No R on the grill. Oh yeah, that's right. Probably should have that, John. Does have the R on the back here, underneath the left taillight. We have the Carmen Gia. This one was also a higher price. Again, little. Yeah, Carmen Gia is quite up there, yes, with the nicest VWs. I agree with that. Extremely underpowered, but very good looking. Very impressed with these lensed taillights. Even got some color on them. So orange on top and then red underneath. That's pretty impressive, you know. Get the Carmen Gia logo on the engine cover. Nice chrome around the windows too. And the side trim. Chrome hubcaps. Yeah. Nice. And then the last one, the Type 2 T1. Hi Alexander. Built by Carmen in Osnabrück. Is that in Austria or Germany? I'm not sure. Look, if you're going to France to find these at a Cora supermarket, you won't find all of them. They only have a set that has the new Beetles and the Nardo. So these three are in the Cora supermarkets in France. Well, not all of them. Those who carry them. And I should tell you the name of the Cora where I found them, but I can't come up with it. It's in the north, of course. I should check my papers. It's been so long since I went to France because of COVID-19. Yeah, can't come up with it. So again, some exhaust detail here, chrome hub. A nice touch that Kyosho does is the top windows here are actually part of the windshield, the window piece, I mean. Because some manufacturers, like Greenlight, they paint these. They're not actually part of the window piece, so do a real job, good job on them. Also lensed in the back here. Nothing badge-wise, that's kind of a bummer. David, normally June 15 we would be able to travel to other European countries without restrictions, normally. We got the canvas top here, that is a kind of a different color. And in the front, looking very nice. All right, does anyone wants to see some other versions of these models? Make it into some kind of a Volkswagen video. Okay, I think I got some people enthusiastic about that idea. So first up, let's start with the actual Kyosho version of the Type 2 T1. So as you can see here, I'll hold them next to one another. Where it says Solido, it says Kyosho here. So exactly the same base. So you can see these are the same casting. Yes, I've got some Greenlight here too next to me, Monaco. The Kyosho has, oh yeah, no, it's the same. I thought The left one also has some silver on the handle here on the door, but it's hard to see with the color. So here's the green light one. This is a Motor World version, got a plastic base. Kind of makes it better to compare to the Kyosho ones, I think. So, as I've said, these little windows here on top, these are painted details. They are not part of the window piece, I think. They are painted black with the silver lining. I'll put them all next to one another so we can do a little comparison. Here's the Shuko version. I don't have the, well, they don't make the Samba version, so it's one with less windows and not windows on top. It does have the canvas top here. So this is metal on metal. Cheapskates. Yeah, you know, at the price point Greenlight is, I guess, they have to cut corners to be able to keep them at that price point. Interesting to see here. Lengthwise, they are not exactly the same. It's a little difference, but not much. But what is interesting to see is that the front is very different on these. Well, very slightly different on these. I thought it would show up nicely on the camera, but it turns out it doesn't really. But you can see by the amount of window piece, you can see that the Kyosho one is tilted the most, the front windows, a little bit less green light, and the Shuko ones, the windows are pretty straight up. For what I remember, I think the front windows on these are pretty straight up, but maybe someone who's more knowledgeable on the VWs can tell me. So the front of the Kyosho is slanted the most, then Greenlight is a little bit straighter, and then Shuko is the straightest. You can see. I'm going to try to show it like this. You can see Kyosho, the bottom part here sticks out very much further than the top part here. See? And with the other ones, the difference is not that big. I don't know if it will show up on camera. So a little different they are, but also in length they are a little different, but it's not that big a difference. Also got some other versions. You've seen this one, the Meister one, in the Meister video last week. No, Monaco, that's not cheap for you guys. That's true. That's a bummer. Here's a Matchbox version. I like the curtains inside. That's kind of cool. Size-wise, if you compare it to the Kyosho one, it's a tad bigger. But you know, for what they are, pretty cool. It's a little bit higher too. See? Of course, this one is huge. Yeah, it's cool that it's slammed like that. No one else does that, well, except for Barago, but they're the same cars. And the back opens up, that's cool too. I'm not big on opening parts, but you know, for something like this, it is kind of cool. What else have I taken out? Oh, Jada does it too, yeah. Don't have a Jada version. Here's the Welly version. So Welly on the left, Shuko on the right. It's a tad bigger. Bigger wheelbase also. Also got this one, Tomica Premium version. So this is still wrapped up, so I've never opened it on my channel. Paid €10 for it. Bought it from an Englishman at the Namak event called Clive. He's been there for years. Do we call these a combi van in Europe? We just call them a VW bus, but the exact name, I'm not sure. I think we call them buses just like everyone else does. A combi van, I think maybe in Germany they call it a combi. What we call a combi is a VW police van. So a police has these newer VW transporters with windows, and that we call a combi here where I live. I didn't see any of the chat while I was cutting the plastic off to make sure I'm not cutting my fingers, obviously, so I'll reply whenever I see the chat again appear. Hope it doesn't freeze like last time. So it's got a partially plastic base, Volkswagen Type 2, 2015 date on it. That's my Swiss Army knife from back when I was working at Mercedes. .165 scale. We got the disc wheels. It's got some suspension. It's got some lights here underneath the bumper. That's kind of weird. Is that correct? Never seen that before. So it's got the windows up here, but it's just cut out in the plastic. And this canvas top it's gotten some black paint. So it's okay. It's not hugely detailed, but okay. Oh yeah, might be Japanese spec. Yeah, that could be the case, David. VW bus, a Kleinbus. I've never heard that, Kleinbus. But it's possible, you know. Got some darkened windows, so I can't really get a good look at the interior, unfortunately. So it's 165, so it should be a little bit bigger than the Kyosho. So yeah, wheelbase is slightly bigger, and then the total size, it's not that far off, you know, 164, 165. I think you can hardly tell the difference. Well, actually, the wheelbase is pretty much the same. So yeah, gonna hold them like this. Yeah. Don't see a lot of difference here in size. Kombinationskraftwagen. Holy. That's a long name. Canvas top is a little bit bigger on the Tomica. But you know, got some more in the blue cardboard boxes. You know them. Seen them in my room video. I think I've got some more here. Let's see. I might have some more, I'm not sure. Something here. Oh, I've got an order here. We'll cut that one out. Didn't have time to prepare that. Sorry, guys. Always running short of time. Here's that newer version of it, microbus concept. I think they are making a electric version of it. No, that's it when it comes to buses, I think. Let's see, what else do we have? Got the Carmen Gia. So here's the Burago / Mesto version. This is a Burago one. So yeah, much bigger, obviously. So I also found a Siku version. I found a stash of Siku carded ones that I forgot about. Hey Sol, welcome. So yeah, thought this was a great time to open up this one. Carmen Gia. It is a convertible. It's not the coupe version, but you know, it's the same style model. So plastic base. Got some stats on the vehicle. 44 horse, that's pretty low. So lensed headlights, nicely detailed in front. Chrome around the windscreen. Basic rims, but they are rubber tires. So that's cool. And then some nice details in the back. Hello, Hussein Saudi. Size-wise, you know, Siku is 155 scale, so it's going to be bigger, obviously. It's kind of nice to have a convertible version too. I think Matchbox done a Carmen 2. When I was digging for the VWs just now, I found this more recent version. So it's not the same one. It's it doesn't say the year, but this is more recent. I should have a kind of a similar version to this one, I think. I think they did one too, but if I can find it in here. If I have it, it should be in here, you know. I think I put it somewhere else. You never know. There's stuff everywhere. Oh, here it is. Here it is. That's the one. Yeah, Sol, you missed all the buses. Sweet 69 is the license plate. Cool. Size-wise, let's see. Yeah, it's bigger than the 1/64 scale for sure. A little bit wider, a little bit longer. Of course, a longer wheelbase. Yeah, pretty cool. Something I also wanted to do, I forgot to do, is check this. Because these should have the exact same wheelbase. Yeah, it looks like they have. Yep, that is spot on. Cool. It's only a bit longer, the bus, than the Beetle. Thank you, Monaco. I'll keep going as long as I can. Okay, I think there's a lot of people asking for Golf, but I don't have a lot of Golfs. Well, not the new one. I don't have the Mark 7 in any other version, I think. I think this Hot Wheels one is not a Mark 7. The old Golf, the Mark 1, I do have another version of. Type 1 and Type 2 shared chassis. Yeah, that's why I wanted to compare them, David. So, to the left, the Kyosho / Solido. To the right, we have the Shuko. There's also a greenlight version. I don't have it yet. I'm waiting for the GTI ones. GTI ones will be in these two colors. Probably will pick up both. So until then, I can only show you these two. Camera is having focusing issues because of the background. There's too many cars in the background. Usually I try to avoid that, but you know, in this case. So they should be exactly the same size. It seems like a Kyosho one is longer than the Shuko one. So now I will have to wait for the green light one to compare to see which one is most accurate. Because there's a clear size difference here. Wheelbase. Now the wheelbase, it's a tad shorter on the Shuko. Yeah, just a little bit shorter on the Shuko. But yeah, both very nice ones. detail of the base. The green light comes as the Rabbit and the Golf. So I will only be picking up the Golf ones, the GTI ones, and also the German Polizei version. I also want that one. So yeah, they both have the rearview mirror on one side. Version. The Golf Mark 1 I also have as a Maisto version, I think. Let me check. The Mark II, as the Hot Wheels does the Mark II. Of course, there's the pickup version by Hot Wheels, that is a Mark 1. The what they call the Caddy. So here's the Maisto 1 Golf GTI. It's got the interior, got the windows, so a little bit of suspension, so it's an old version. It's very basic, but you know, it's a Maisto. What can you expect? What else do we got? The Nardo. Is a Matchbox version of the Nardo. It also has the the plastic top. It's got some structure underneath it too, for strengthening. I also got it in red. Motomax, I'll show that one in the Motomax video. Don't have that many Motomax, so if you've already seen that one, then it will be even less cars to show. It's pretty ugly, the Motomax one, I have to admit. It's very basic and yeah, not really well done. Matchbox did a good job though, like this one. And then we got some Beetles. The new Beetle, well, he did that one. This one unfortunately has some packaging rub. So Volkswagen, the Beetle, 1:60 scale, it says on the base. Let's see, scale-wise, how it compares. Yeah, it's bigger, all right. The Kyosho one does not have the window piece running in the roof like the Welly one does. Although you can see a line here, so it's kind of indicating that there would be something here normally. Hey Fax, welcome. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Glad you can join. And Hot Wheels also did a Siku version. I have a Siku one. I'm looking in next to me here, but it's the, oh yeah, here it is. Noah Shine, you can have a shout out. Just did. So here's the Siku version. size-wise, you can see 155 scale compared to 164. So, yeah, I was going to look for the Hot Wheels one. David, you're funny. There's also the majorette version. I'm going to show that one too. And here's the Hot Wheels one. Yeah, the Beetle box. There's a lot of them in there. So here we got the majorette version. What scale does it say? So that would be the same as the Welly one, but I bet you it's not exactly the same size. Oh, no, it's pretty much spot on. Now, the majorette seems a little smaller, just a tad smaller. Yeah, the majorette has a smaller wheelbase, and in length it is a bit smaller too. So one of them is not accurately 1 to 60 scale, or both of them aren't. That's possible too. So both in white, 164 versus 1 to 60-ish. And here's the Hot Wheels one. Doesn't say what they call it, but it's the is this version all right? The new Beetle. Yeah, Solido are rebranded Kyosho effects. So size-wise, the Hot Wheels one is wheelbase seems to be a little bit bigger, but not that much, and the length of the car is a little bit smaller. But yeah, not far off. Hot Wheels is. The Kyosho one is a little bit more rounded than the Hot Wheels one in the back. Also has that line here. Then the new Beetle. We've got the Johnny Lightning here. So also pretty big. I have some of those, what is it, RS versions, or what are they called? I'm not sure. RSI, maybe? It doesn't say on them. This is a green light. So with the body kit, it probably will look a little bit bigger. RSI, yeah. So wheelbase is the same lengthwise. Yeah, pretty much the same, except maybe the body kit is making it look a little bit longer. Well, it's kind of the street version of the cup version, I think. So RSI, I think it's called. The pop-up version, yeah, that's right. I have that somewhere here too. Okay, so this one has a V6 apparently, the RSI one. And then here's the auto art version of that RSI. So the silver one is the auto art version of the RSI. What else do I have? Let's see, the box here. This one you already saw. I'm going to have to grab it. Just take a better look. Oh yeah, here's the pop-up version. This one in the German colors. There you go. Got a gold interior. This feels very light, this thing. Of course, without the metal body. Click. So yeah, this is actually, I never noticed that this is the SI also. That's cool. This one is called New Beetle Cup. And let's see if I have some other versions of the New Beetle. Matchbox did a concept version of it. That's pretty ugly, I must say. I do have a Siku one I did not open. This is also one I found in that stash that I did not find for. So plastic base, got rubber tires, rims. I don't know if these are generic or not. Got the opening doors, got a separate piece for the light bar, got the antenna on top, trailer hitch. So yeah, that's the last version, I think, of this new Beetle. And then of course we got the classic Beetle. The one on the right is a Revell version. Doesn't say much on the base. Just says RV for Revell. So wheelbase. It's a little bit shorter on the Revell, it seems. I don't know if that will show on camera, but if I hold them together like that, see, Seems like the Revell has a shorter wheelbase. It does have the opening engine cover. Lengthwise, Revell is a little bit shorter too, not by much. Actually, with the bumpers, it's as long, I think, because the bumpers stick out a lot. It's a little bit different model year, as you can see by the taillights. Obviously, the Kyosho casting is a more recent one. Also has the indicators here on top, and then the Kyosho one has them in the bumper. So that's kind of different. There's a green light version, Motor World one, so plastic base also. Exactly the same wheelbase. The length seems to be, yeah, the green light seems to be a little shorter too. So maybe that Kyosho is, I don't know, just a tad too long. Kyosho casting. This is also the older version with the indicators on the fender. Not a lot of versions of this more recent Beetle. Most of them are the older one. Here's the Johnny Lightning, also the older version. As you can see, it's bigger. Not that huge difference in length, but overall size, it does seem, you know, it's wider too. Good morning, David Johns from the USA. Yes, you are late. We're already at the last comparison. I've shown all 8 Solido 164 Volkswagens as the only ones they have. And they're actually Kyosho castings. I'm doing some size comparisons here. Got a bunch of Beetles here. So Majorette claims it's 1/64 scale. Obviously it is not. It's too big. Oh well, you got a driver, David, so you don't have to drive yourself. That's a luxury. Welcome to VE Diecast World. What is VW? I was thinking, David, what is VE? David Harper, yeah. Going to have to say your last names now, so you know who I'm addressing. Oh, your son is driving. That's cool. We got the Siku one. This might actually be more closer to this actual model year. Of course, 155 to 164. VE Commodore. Yeah, the Siku one, the pink one, you can also put flowers on it to make it kind of a happy version. This is metal base one, by the way. Here's the Meisto / Burago casting. Also, I think pretty much 155 scale. Let's see, let's compare it to the 155 Siku. Well, it's actually bigger. So it's actually bigger than 155. Here's the Norev version. This is also the exact same model with the bigger taillights as the Kyosho casting. As you can see, Norev is 3-inch, so made to fit the packaging. Yeah, that's right, facts. The pink one comes with the flowers. So yeah, pretty big. Oh, I forgot to show a new Beetle I see now. This one I forgot to show. A Revell new Beetle. I kind of want to compare that size-wise. So this is, well, it doesn't say much on the base, like the Revell ones do. This one has rubber tires, but no thread on them. So it does have lensed headlights, but painted taillights. Same rims, basically, so that's kind of cool. Let's see here. Size-wise, yeah, wheelbase is the same pretty much. Length, yeah, they are the same. Yeah, that's cool. So sorry, I forgot about that. And then we can take a look at some Beetles out of the box here, the blue box on the left. Here's a Matchbox version. Classic Beetle. Is the older one with the smaller taillights. Got a canvas top. Does have suspension, this one. It's not the prettiest version I have, but you get the picture. Hot Wheels version, metal on metal. Got these Blackwall tires. But it's not a Blackwall era car. It's a kind of a retro Blackwall thing. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm going to have to take the box here. When it comes to the classic Beetle, this is a Kinsmart, a pullback. See, it's got rubber tires because it's a pullback. It says 164, but I doubt. Well, it's kind of close. It's got lens headlights. It's also got the hippie theme going on. It's kind of close, but it's kind of high. It's pretty okay in length, but in height it's kind of. Kinsmart, no, they do all kinds of stuff. David Johns. If you look at Tom's website, you will see they do all kinds of stuff. So wheelbase, pretty much the same, I think. Length, also pretty much the same, but it's the height. You can see the windows on the Kinsmart are much bigger. So that makes it a little bit taller. Also the front is a little bit more high up. And then the back is a little bit more steep. So yeah, that's why it looks a little bit off next to all of the other ones. Let's see, what else? Yeah, Kensmart does other scales too. What else do we got? Got this Maisto we saw last week. Seen that. Very basic, obviously. What else? Hot Wheels does a tuned version. This Matchbox is much nicer than the one I showed earlier. Although it does have lost its suspension. It looks more classy. Yeah, there's some other goofy versions that Hot Wheels did. Like these things. Baja Bug. And what else is there? The pickup. There's another. There's a Matchbox, kind of a Baja version one. Kind of looks very similar to that Maisto version. I'm going to put them one next to one another. Maisto one on the right. It's very similar. Hot Wheels did a convertible too. It's metal on metal. It's a kind of an ugly version, but you know, these are hard to come by in Europe, you know. You have to grab what you can find, because everyone wants these. This is the same as we already seen. And of course Hot Wheels also does this one. VW Käfer Racer. Oh, nice livery. And I think that's about it. Yeah. That's all I had to show in this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't too boring with, you know, only one car make. So I'm going to wrap it up. Already 1 hour and 20 minutes again, so it's going to take a whole day again to upload. I thank you all very much. All bugged out, yeah. I thank you all very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, but you know, I know pretty much all of you have subscribed to my channel, so thank you for that. And see you again next week. Next week, what's on the planning? I've kind of did a planning on these videos, kind of to do to have a little bit of an overview. What are we today? 17 Solido live. Next Sunday should be RMZ City, both the junior collection and the more premium ones. Then the Sunday next to that, after that, Paul's model art. Then after that, next Sunday, Motor Max. And then after that, the Kyosho AMG collection. And then next Sunday, Real Toy. And then the Sunday after that will probably the display cabinet video. That's, I know many of you are waiting for that. Probably Atomica, Basic and Premium. And that's and then we're already in July. So yeah, we'll see if I can keep it up at the pace we are going. As long as the, well, you know, there's no family visits and stuff like that. It's doable for me, but you know, when we're going to be able to visit family again, it's going to be becoming more hard to keep these up, but we'll see. So, a little overview. It's a bunch of cars here that are next to me. We'll put them on there too as a finishing shot. I think I've got them all on here now, pretty much. Of course, these are not all of my VWs. This is just the models that were kind of relative to this, or relevant, sorry, relevant for this video, because you know, the rest of them is in here. There's much more, and there's a bunch of them still in the plastic containers, but you know, can't show everything, right? Okay, that's it. Have a nice Sunday. Have a good night for those of you in Australia and New Zealand and some Asian parts. And see you next time. Bye-bye.